guys ready for this world tour? I will now take you across a journey over the whole island of Pure Imagine. We'll start our journey by the lighthouse and then continue our journey over to the mainland. We are come to our first crossing. The one to the right leads up to the city that I will be building sooner or later. It's going to be highly inspired by one of my favorite movies. After walking over this tiny bridge, I'll now take my feet over to our little pond. This pond is right outside the old city and the new fantasy part of the city. In the new fantasy part of the world, it's very highly inspired by the game Hogwarts Legacy. You can definitely find some of the houses I used for inspiration in that game. Now that we're done walking through the fantasy part, and I'll walk over to the older part of the world. How I got the idea for this area is that I found some pictures on Pinterest of buildings very close packed together, and I thought that atmosphere was very interesting and I really wanted to recreate it in my world. So I made two separate parts and I made a tiny village out of it. As you probably noticed, all the paths leads to everything in this world. It's very important for me to have all the paths connecting each build and making sense. We do also have a tiny shipwreck. This will not be the last one, and I will definitely build more ships in the future. We're now on the way over to the Fisher's Market. I tried some interesting environments by the water with the rocks, and I really like how they turned out. You can also see I tried to make the dock feel alive by having many places for the fishermen to hang out their fish and their other catches they got. We now come to the tavern. The tavern is kind of the half point of the two cities. This is where everybody can meet and have a good time. If you follow the path that goes alongside the water, you'll then get to a crossing where you can either walk up to the church or into the town. The church is inspired by some of the older churches you can see around. It's made of stone. Now come to the farming district. This part is kind of separated by the path. On one side you have very interesting, unique, crazy houses, and you have an old medieval farm on the other side. In the farm I have some paths, and I really tried to make them more interesting by adding some dead grass on the sides to make a variation on the height on the weeds. Back in the city, this is more like the market part of the town. After walking through the city, we now come to the docks. The docks is full with life, with fisheries, shops, and all kinds of different houses. We now come to the manor of this area. It's not the biggest, but it's very old and has some very eye-catching towers at the top of the roofs. now take this journey over to the shipyard. This is a very crucial part of the world. This is the only place where they were able to build ships and use them. Now that we're done at the shipyard, we will now follow the path over to the logging yard. This is also a very crucial part about the world. This is where they get their all the materials, the woods to build the houses. We're now closing in on the journey, as far as we know it, or you guys. I know more, and some of the parts I know more, is that I am gonna have some crazy plans. There's gonna be expansions, there's gonna be more environments, more mountains. Everything you can think of, I will probably do. I hope you guys enjoy this. See you in the next one.